DJ.
Your center, Matt Bockhorst, just gave a real fiery interview.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's fired up, and he said that he would ride with you until the very end, and that you work harder than anybody's ever seen. What's it like to get that kind of backup from one of your linemen?
I mean, that means the world, man. You know, Matt Bockhorst, leader offensive line, center. And be able to hear that he said that about me, you know, means a lot. Coming from a senior, he's been here since his 5th year, it's his last hurrah. So be able to hear that from somebody like Matt Bockhorst and see how much work he puts in for himself, you know, it's amazing. I appreciate that, Matt. Appreciate that, Matt.
Also sounded just either mad is fair word to say just about how it feels like there's a standard and the offense hasn't really lived up to it. Where do you think this group is 3 weeks in?
I mean, yeah, yeah, definitely. I think as an offense, we're definitely all frustrated that we know the type of caliber we have as an offense, the type of weapons that we have, and just to know like where we want to be as an offense. Definitely, we want to be better than we have been. But at the end of the day, I mean, it is what it is. So the only way you can do is the only way you can just go up is continue to work. Continue to get back at it today on Monday and take it day by day and just focus each and every day, learn from our past and just look to the future.
How do you guys challenge the most frustrations and making improvements versus, I guess, in the beginning in your head or, just kind of having that, mental lapse like this?
You think you say that one more time? My fault.
Yeah, and how do you, I guess, channel those frustrations into making improvements instead of maybe kind of, I guess, getting in your head or kind of letting things snowball?
Yeah, I think the main thing we were talking about is you just can't press. I mean, the outcome we see in practice, it didn't show up. But we know how much of an offense we are, how better we are, and you just can't press, you know. When things aren't going right where you feel like they should be and that the expectations that we have for ourselves aren't going as well as planned, you just can't press. At the end of the day, it's going to eventually come. You just got to keep working, and you just got to keep following the plan, trusting the process. You know, Rome wasn't built in a day, you know. It took a long time to build Rome, so, you know, we just got to continue to keep going.
I just talked about how what's happening in game is not necessarily what's happening in practice. I guess, what do you attribute to that kind of disconnect?
I think we just got where we have the stuff we're doing at practice. We just got to be able to translate to the game. You know, it goes as well as me and everybody. But for the most part, like our practice has been solid. We've had great practices, and we just haven't translated to the game. So we're definitely looking forward to this week. Be able to translate the great work of practice this week, great work of preparation, and just take it to the game against NC State.
Do you expect to see a little two-cloud coverage Saturday night?
I mean, that's what we've seen on film. A lot of 38 double cloud. Run a lot of what our defense would call a lot of cyclone with the 3 high safety look. They do a lot of stuff on NC State. They have some really good athletes, and definitely going to be a great challenge for us. But we're ready to go.
Tony said he thinks that it'll be a little easier for you to trust your technique and your footwork once offensive line maybe gets a little bit more cohesion up front. You're a little bit more comfortable in the pocket, but just footwork-wise, what do you feel like you would like to tweak there?
Definitely, I know. Footwork-wise, definitely just staying in the pocket, just being more comfortable. Sometimes I get a little bit antsy, and my feet start going erratic, and it kind of don't translate the feet over. I'll maybe go from one read to the other. I just move my eyes instead of moving my feet as well. Get my feet over with, but that's definitely one thing. Just make sure my footwork, all my footwork's right every single play. Just being locked in with that.
Do you feel like that's been the biggest issue on some of the deeper throws that you've missed at times this season? What do you feel like?
Yeah, I think some of them was just missed. I don't know if it's just technique or I just missed some of them. Some of them has just been I just flat out missed it. Some of it can be technique a little bit, but I think sometimes it's just I just missed the throw.
Would you like to have more deep throw opportunities? I mean, during warm-ups, beautiful deep balls to the end zone, and it seems to be haven't been as many during the games. Is that maybe something that could get you into a better rhythm connecting on?
I think for me is just whatever Coach Elliott calls, and for what the defense has been playing against, especially last game, and they were taking away all the deep passes. Different coverages they were running, they were taking away the big shots, and they wanted us trying to keep everything in front of us. So whatever Coach Elliott wants to call, man, I'm ready to do whatever, if that's whatever it is.
You got a little fired up on your runs.
Yes, sir.
And you told me after the game you like getting hit.
Yes, sir.
What was it about that got you fired up?
I don't know. I think sometimes just running the ball kind of gets me fired up, kind of gets me going, kind of gets me into the game. Maybe settles me down a little bit, but it kind of just gets me going. You know, feeling contact, like getting hit. And I don't know, just running the ball, it's just something different. I don't know, it gets me in a different type of mood.
In the run game, do you feel like maybe there were some times you could have pulled it with success, especially there in the first half?
I think sometimes, yeah. Go back and watch the film. And there's definitely some parts like maybe I could have pulled it here on the zone read, maybe I couldn't. But for the most part, I thought I did a pretty good job with the zone read, and then that's what I thought. I thought I did a pretty good job.
DJ, you mentioned some of the frustration and things not going how you wanted to offensively and not pressing. Have you had to fight that with yourself? Have you felt yourself pressing at all in these first 3 games?
Not really. Not for the most part. I mean, it's definitely frustrating. You know, the offense, you want to be able to score the points, and to what the standard we've held at Clemson, with our Clemson offense has been, we put up massive amounts of yards, massive amount of points, and yeah, it definitely is frustrating to not see that. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. You know, you can't do nothing about it. You can't dwell on the past. You just got to continue to move forward. You just got to take every day and just prepare. Prepare for NC State, take it day by day, and just have a great week of preparation, and we'll just take it out to the field.
There were a couple times Saturday where you guys came over and sat down, and Coach Swinney came actually into the huddle. It's unusual. What did he say? What was his message to you guys?
Like on the sidelines, or
Yeah.
on the sideline, he was just talking to us. You know, he was just talking to us about the game, like what we did, what he's seen in that drive. Talking about we got finished, we got to put up points. I know one of them we got to finish the drive. That was the main thing. We just got to finish the drives. You know, we got to come out with points. Got to come out with a touchdown. We get to the red zone. We just got to come out with points. What he was basically saying.
DJ, there was one play where you looked over to the left. Apparently a wide receiver was supposed to come back, but they all went downfield, so you had to tuck and run in. There's another play where you threw it and ended up at Ngannou's feet. How are you all planning on addressing some of that miscommunication on the route to the wide receivers?
I don't know if there was miscommunications on maybe some of the routes, but I know the one that got his feet, and that one was just a bad throw. I just missed that one. Got to put it in a better ball where he can make a play for it. And then the first one you said, I don't really remember that play. Don't really recall that play, but for the most part, I just got to continue to get my footwork right, continue to make the throws, and just make every throw, just make it easy on the receivers to give them a catchable ball.
When a defense shows that kind of structure, should an offense be able to run for a bunch of yards?
I mean, that's what they want you to do. That's what I mean, when you have a 3-2 box like that, but you have 2 overhangs that are hanging right there outside of the tackle, probably splitting the number 2 receiver and splitting the tackle, where their first thing is a run fit. So technically it's a 3-2 box, but with those guys standing right there, it's going to be a 7-man box, and then you also have low safety. So it could be a 7-8-man box, or it can look like it's a 5-man box with a lot of people in coverage. But you have these 2 guys who are reading run first, so they're flying down. So it can be a heavy box of some sort. So it's a good defense for run and pass. And hats off to Georgia Tech. They did a great job for the defensive scheme. And you know, I mean, at the end of the day, we still got a W.
So what are the places to attack? I guess looking back, now that y'all have had some hindsight, where are the areas you think were most advantageous to attack in that type of?
Oh yeah, definitely run the ball, like you said. I mean, with that type of defense, you got to pound it. You know, you got to be able to run the ball at will, and you got to get them out of that defense. You just continue to pound it. So that was what the main thing where Coach Swinney was talking about. Coach Elliott, we just got to be able to run the ball. That if they're not going to get out of this defense, we just got to run them out of it.
Any questions on Zoom for DJ?
Hey DJ, Trevor Gross from CUTackers.com. You had the drop snap against Georgia and then another one on Saturday. Something that distracted you on that, or did you just take your eyes off the ball for a split second?
I just kind of took my eyes off it for a split second. Just didn't catch the snap all the way. Kind of was looking somewhere else, and then just didn't fully catch the ball.
And you had your best game at Notre Dame last season in South Bend. They didn't have as many fans, of course, as NC State will this week. But do you enjoy going into that type of environment where everybody's against you?
Definitely. You know, I like playing away games. I like playing home games as well, but I like playing away games. I think something about playing away games and going to another fan base and just playing in another stadium. I think it's just a cool environment. You know, there's only once in a couple of times you get to go to a away game. They play against a big crowd, a loud crowd, and it's a cool experience. So really excited about it. It's gonna be my first time in Raleigh, NC State, and it's gonna be exciting.
Anything else for DJ? All right, thank you, DJ.
Thank you.
Thanks, DJ.